A concentrated effort on reducing the high youth unemployment in the Bahamas is the focus of Prime Minister the Right Honorable Perry Christie with the International Labour Organization.
In fact, Mr. Christie in his keynote address at the opening of the conference at the British Colonial Hilton Hotel this morning renewed calls to address this vexing issue that's linked to many facets of society. Following his passionate address to the labor movement, Clint Watson tells us that Mr. Christie spoke in detail about this issue to the press alongside the Minister of Labor and the Director General of the International Labour Organization.
Knowing that I was assuming the chair and leadership of CARICOM, I raised the issue of youth unemployment. And I indicated there that we ignore it to our peril.
This same message Prime Minister the Right Honorable Perry Christie repeated several weeks ago while in Cuba, China, Washington, D.C., Costa Rica, and again last week at CARICOM, when he went a step further by placing the issue on the agenda and a comprehensive study presented by former Jamaican Prime Minister P.J. Patterson to come up with ways of tackling this mushrooming issue. And his message was no different at the International Labour Organization's Caribbean Ministers of Labour Conference on Tuesday. Speaking to reporters following his address, Mr. Christie noted that the 30% national youth unemployment rate is a major concern, one he is wholeheartedly committed to reducing.
Putting in place programs and initiatives that could accommodate this segment of our country, because, as I said before, we must be very careful of not allowing to develop a sense of hopelessness on the part of young people, that there's no need for them to even dream. And that sense of hopelessness we have to avoid at all costs.
The Prime Minister also admits there is a direct correlation between the high illiteracy among youth and high unemployment rate, but he's hoping to introduce a new concept of combining tourism and culture to provide new jobs.
And using that properly here and in the region, that I'm going to be able to have the right message that I hope will create thousands of new jobs for people who are talented and who would have various expressions. I think that will enable them to do that. We have to innovate in our countries. We have to focus. We have to use the brain power in our countries to come together to be able to sort of concentrate on this issue in giving young people who are the future of our country the best opportunity and most certainly hope.
There's also a thrust to get more young people involved in food production through BAMSI and souvenir production. ILO Director General Guy Ryder also discussed ways of employing disabled youth. He also spoke to what he called a broader issue.
We're excluding more and more people in our labour markets, that we're creating bigger and bigger divisions and inequalities in our societies are heading for a fall. And it's in the world of work, I think, that we can bring things back together. And in the same breath almost, Prime Minister, you spoke, and we were extremely welcoming of it, of the establishment of a new National Tripartite Labour Council.
The Prime Minister says he expects that there will be vigorous debates as the conference convenes over the next 2 days. Clint Watson, ZNS Network News.